Welcome to our channel. In this video, we will talk about conquer your financial freedom, transform your dividends into your greatest asset. Before we begin, we invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive all our notifications. In this video, we will review the initial steps of the plan to achieve financial independence. The first step, perhaps the most crucial, involves setting a goal to rely on passive income. The idea of living without working is a dream shared by many, but in the work and consumption-centered Western culture, setting this goal is not so simple. Generally, we associate the idea of a work-free life with extreme wealth, where wealth comes as a result of a stroke of luck, such as winning the lottery, inheriting a fortune, or having a sudden professional success that turns us into millionaires. However, financial independence, at least according to most interpretations, is not so much about becoming rich overnight. It's more about a plan for most people who primarily depend on their monthly income to live. When someone sets out to achieve financial independence through passive income, though we'll see later that few passive incomes are truly passive, they are assuming that their income must be sufficient to cover their needs and also generate wealth that will later work for them through suitable investments. It's crucial to understand that this involves giving up some of the current income to secure future income. In a sense, this is the definition of saving. However, here's an important nuance. Most people couldn't save enough to overcome the effect of purchasing power loss due to inflation and accumulate the resources needed to live off them. Therefore, these savings must be invested. Planning is essential, even more so than the precise results that may derive from it, as it is difficult to accurately predict our long-term income and saving capacity. However, starting to plan gives us a realistic perspective on our financial goals and shows us that reaching financial independence is not an absurd idea. Achieving financial independence requires effort and discipline, and planning helps us realistically visualize the results. Although it may take years, or even decades, planning shows us a feasible path to our goal, which is crucial for undertaking it with determination. Studies show that visualizing the path to our goals increases our chances of success. Therefore, it's important to have a clear long-term direction, even as we focus on our short-term actions. In the early stages of our plan towards financial independence, it's essential to plan our income goal, the time we will dedicate to accumulating and investing, the percentage we can save, and the expected profitability. Although our forecasts can be adjusted as our personal circumstances change, the main thing is to maintain a focus on constant planning. The question of why to invest may seem obvious to those experienced in the investment world, but it's important to consider for those who have not yet done so. Most family savings go into bank deposits, often with low or no returns. Inflation, which erodes the purchasing power of money, affects everyone equally. To illustrate this phenomenon, we can look at graphs that show the loss of purchasing power of money over time. For example, in the last 20 years, the value of money has decreased by almost 40%. This loss affects dollars as well as euros, and it is even more severe in weak currencies due to their long-term depreciation against the dollar and euro. It's clear that maintaining the purchasing power of money is fundamental, especially for those with large assets who do not need to increase their wealth but to preserve it. Warren Buffett, in his famous investment rules, emphasizes the importance of not losing money as the primary objective. In this context, investing becomes essential. It is the only way to prevent the effort of saving from diluting over time and being lost without generating adequate return. Therefore, investing becomes a necessity, not just an option, to protect and grow our wealth. Before we continue, we invite you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive all our notifications. The focus of this video is on investing in stocks, specifically in companies that distribute dividends, but this choice is neither mandatory nor exclusive. The importance of diversifying into different types of assets, whether in equities, fixed income, real estate, collectibles, gold, bitcoins, or other options, is emphasized with the minimum goal of maintaining the value of savings and ideally obtaining returns above inflation. The first investment suggestion, although not shared by all authors, is the acquisition of the usual residence. Some argue that it is not an investment because it does not generate income, but rather represents an expense. However, this perception can vary according to various factors. It is argued that housing offers intangible, security value, as well as tangible savings on rent, since mortgage loans are usually fixed debts whose installments decrease over time. Additionally, from a tax perspective, home purchases are often subsidized in many countries. Moreover, it acts as a value refuge, as it tends to appreciate over time and fosters savings through mortgage payments. In any case, saving is fundamental, and the rest should be devoted to investment. Now we will focus on the option of investing in dividends. The concept of a safety cushion involves setting aside a significant part of the savings to accumulate a sum of money that will be kept as cash or in some liquid equivalent, such as a money market fund. This fund serves the function of being available in case of economic emergency. The amount to accumulate varies according to the personal circumstances of each individual, but usually equals several months of basic expenses, generally between 6 months and 2 years. It's important to keep this money available and avoid using it unless absolutely necessary. Its main purpose is to avoid the need to liquidate investments in emergency situations, such as job loss or some other urgency. Once the desired level of savings equivalent to the established months of expenses has been reached, the remaining savings can be completely devoted to investment. Dividends are a way to obtain passive income, which is fundamental for achieving financial independence. These regular payments allow investors to cover expenses without relying solely on a salary. Stocks that pay dividends are usually from solid and established companies, which may result in lower volatility compared to other stocks. Even in market downturns, dividends continue providing income, which can help mitigate capital losses and provide stability to the portfolio. A common strategy for investing in dividends is to build a portfolio of quality companies with a solid track record of dividend distribution, preferably with a history of increasing dividends. The main goal is to generate passive income through dividends, with portfolio value growth as an additional benefit. As you build wealth, your monthly income will gradually increase, eventually becoming a vital, lifelong recurring income source without compromising your invested capital. It's advisable to diversify the portfolio between 20 to 50 companies and limit investment in a single company to 10% of the total capital. The reinvestment of dividends, along with compound interest, is crucial in long-term investment. Compound interest involves generating earnings not only on the initial capital, but also on the accrued interest from previous periods. The strategy of reinvesting the received dividends to buy more shares illustrates the concept of the snowball effect, where the investment grows exponentially over time. As you reinvest dividends, the number of shares and the received dividends gradually increase. This process requires patience and careful selection of companies with a history of maintaining or increasing their dividend payments, ensuring long-term stability and business growth. An example of how compound interest can increase savings over time. It illustrates how saving €300 monthly for different periods and then investing them can generate significant capital growth. Additionally, it explains how reinvesting dividends can further increase this growth. It is highlighted that these calculations can improve in reality due to the increase in monthly savings and dividend growth. Finally, the snowball effect of compound interest is highlighted, showing how the invested wealth can multiply considerably over the decades. That's why the time factor is so important. In summary, after 30 years with capital of $650,000 and a dividend yield of 5%, a passive monthly income of $2,750 would be obtained, which would continue to increase over time. Financial independence is achievable with sacrifice, patience, and consistency, and the snowball effect becomes more evident over time. Saving a percentage of our income can significantly improve our quality of life and provide financial security in the future. Dividend investment is a simple strategy that fits well into a financial independence plan. It's important to plan for the long term and understand the power of compound interest to achieve our financial goals. Now we conclude by saying goodbye. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive all our notifications. Until next time.